My gaming mouse came back, shrinked. After the great success of the professional gaming mouse glorious Model O, the Model O minus came out a few months ago, and it's basically just a smaller version of the original mouse. Retailing for $49.99 matte and $59.99 for the glossy version, they kept basically the same pricing as the original Model O. But the minus version is obviously smaller and lighter. We are talking about 58 grams against 67 grams. If you are more interested into the size and the difference with the original Model O, I found that the sizes mentioned on the official website are pretty accurate, so you can have a look there. You can check in my other video here. I had initially a Model O, the original Model O version, but unfortunately due to some QA issues, probably they didn't check very well, didn't test very well out of the factory. Basically, after just 3 months of usage, I had some issues to the scrolling wheel. So basically now I got a replacement, and I thought it was a good idea to try this minus version out. And I assure you, I just use this mouse regularly, like all of you, not doing anything strange with that. So I don't know what happened. Anyway, I think it's acceptable. So let's do a quick unboxing. Nothing really changed in the packaging, even if there are small changes, because obviously this is a newer model since when I bought it, so there are some new things that you will find, basically related to the attention that the customer service from Glorious O has put against all the different comments that came from the customers. So no real changes here, same mouse, just smaller. We can see already a small change here, so the cord is a little bit different, still the ascended cord, but it's tighter. The other one was a little bit floppy. And we can also see that there is not anymore a 90 degrees turn of this cable, since there were a lot of customers complaining about the connection and disconnection of the mouse due to a potential damage of the cable cord here due to the bad packaging that was implemented initially. So this has been fixed. Apart from the mouse, we can see we have this glorious little booklet. We also have a fancy sticker here. Another sticker. Yeah, advertisements on other glorious products. And a quick start guide. Let's take now a better look at this mouse. As we can see here, we also have the exactly same models and coating as the Model O or also the Model D. meaning that we have a matte and gloss white and also a matte and gloss black, obviously, so just two colors and two coatings. As you can see here, I went again for the white glossy version. You might wonder why not the black. And it's basically because on the black glossy version you can see fingertips everywhere, every time. You might also ask then why not the matte white version, and I can surely tell you that I was honestly pleased by the glossy version in terms of grips. So there is a better grip on this one, even with heavy sweating, so that's why of this choice. Looking at the bottom of this mouse, we can notice that the feet are also the same as for the Model O. They are unchanged, so we are talking about PTFE, and I found this great on the Model O since it had a fantastic glide. And also the great thing about this Model O minus is that they kept also the same sides, so basically if you already purchased some additional fit, they will work on this one. You can also find them aftermarket for cheap, so that's a great choice. We can read also in the box that basically nothing changed in terms of this sensor here. So they kept basically the top of the class PixArt PMW 3360 that we already know from the famous Model O. The DPI settings is usually done by this switch here, this button in the center, and it goes from the standard modes 400, 800, 1600 and 3200. We can also check later in the software that you can also have some additional customizations. As I said, this card has changed a little bit, it's not the best, but you can still paracord yourself if you like so. So it's working pretty good, it's very light and very flexible, that's fine. Let's start with the sound test now. Another great thing of the Model O is that it works right out of the box without any drivers. You also can decide to not install anything, no driver and no software, since you can manage mostly everything from here. Yes, as you have the DPI switcher and everything, but if you want to go into a deeper customization, you should install the software. So apart from having additional DPI settings, some pull rate information and customization, the most important thing is probably to adjust the lighting effects of this mouse. And this reminds me also to the main reason why I choose one of the main reasons why I choose the white version, because essentially the RGB lighting shines on white surfaces. As an additional example, you can also check this additional video regarding my milk loop. So whenever you have liquid cooling, you have a white liquid, every light source will be enhanced, will bright even more. So this is valid also for this mouse. Now let's dig into the details of the RGB software, of the software in general, and let's see what kind of settings we can change and adjust. And here is how the glorious software is presenting. We can see on the left we have customization for all 6 buttons. For each one of them you can assign a specific action, DPI, multimedia, and so on. There is also a macro editor in case you are going to use macros. You can obviously create profiles here. You can export, import them or rename them. And on the right we have all the other settings of the mouse, so DPI settings. Usually the standard ones are 400, 800, 1600 and 3200. I also enabled the 5000. And for each one of them you can assign a different color, as you can see here. These are the colors that you will see at the bottom of your mouse, where there is a DPI LED basically. So that's controlling that LED, it's not controlling the whole RGB lighting. As you can see here, I'm mostly using this mouse in a 4K resolution at 1600 DPI. Next, we have the lighting. So we have all different lightings that I already showed in the previous video. Check that out in case you didn't see that yet. And basically I like the glorious mode, but you can choose whatever you like based on your preference. And you can also choose the speed and the direction, in this case of the glorious mode. Mouse parameter, we have the LOD. LOD is an abbreviation for lift off distance. Basically I don't like the 3mm parameter, so I set it on 2mm. Pulling rate, I chose the maximum, and the bounce time, by default it comes at 10 milliseconds. You can go up to 16, but I strongly suggest to have 4 milliseconds. Alright, and that's pretty much everything. Now, while I went for this smaller version, basically I have to be honest that the original Model O was already fine for my grip style, my gaming style and my hand sides. Yeah, because it's basically all around this, so not only the hand sides but also how you use the mouse. If you have a claw style, a fingertip one or whatever. So I have to say my hand is 10 per 19 centimeters, so not so big, and I have to say this smaller mouse is totally fine for me. I can react quicker with this as well, and honestly I don't feel so much lost over the other one. I hope the review was useful for you guys. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, suggestions or any thought about this review and this mouse. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, that will help me a lot. And thanks for watching, see you in the next one.